A few years ago, I listened to a talk by a guy who was presenting some reasons to take the question, "Who is Jesus?" very seriously, and he made a really good point that I don't think most people in our culture ever really think about. And it'd be very easy to hear this and just gloss over it. Something pops up on your phone, something happens at work, and you don't really think about it, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. But think about this. It's important. It's a really good point that this guy made, and here it is. Is that Jesus of Nazareth has a unique combination about him. He's got something about him that you don't see in anyone else, this combination that's not in anyone else in human history. And the combination that he has makes him sort of like a blip on the radar of human history, that when you take a step back and look at human history from a bird's eye view, there's this one blip that your eye is drawn to. It's not like anything else, not like anybody else, and it's Jesus of Nazareth. And here's what it is. It's that he both made divine claims. He claimed to be the eternal Son of God, and he had worldwide influence, probably more so than anybody else. That's the combination. You don't see that in anyone else in all of human history. There are a number of people who have one of those two things about them. They had worldwide influence. There's only a few people like that. People like Buddha or Moses or Plato or Aristotle or someone like that. And a lot of people would put those people in the same category as Jesus. But the difference is that none of them would ever claim to be divine. They were very sane. They understood that they were just a human being like everyone else. And some of them might have claimed to be prophets of God or something like that, but not the incarnate God himself. Not the incarnation of God. And so that sets Jesus apart. I mean, Jesus said things like, "I am the way and the truth and the life, and no one comes to the Father unless they go through me. And if anyone loves their family more than me, they're not worthy of me. And everyone needs to revolve their whole lives around me and my message. If you do that, you'll save your life, but if you try to save your life, you'll lose it." He said that all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me, and one day I'm going to be the one who will judge the world and will decide where all of you spend eternity. Right? He said those kind of things about himself. And generally, sane people don't say those kind of things. So on the other hand, you have another list of people who were not influential. You've never heard of most of them. People who claimed to be divine. They claimed to be the Son of God or the Messiah or something like that. But they never had any real influence because it was apparent that they were crazy or immoral. And so nobody took them seriously except for maybe a few people in the beginning, but then everyone figured out, okay, there's no reason to take this person seriously. David Koresh is an example. He claimed to be the Messiah and then convinced a whole bunch of people to kill themselves. Charles Manson is another example. I think the most recent person that I'm aware of is Wayne Bent, who claimed to be the Messiah a few years back, but then was arrested for pedophilia. And there's hundreds of others throughout history who've made this claim, but none of them ever had any influence. They wanted to have influence, which is why they said that about themselves, but they couldn't because people didn't buy it, because their lives did not back up the claim. But there's one person in all of history who made that claim, and his character, his integrity, his love, compassion, his humility, his words, the quality of his words and his teaching was so high that the people around him, they were like, this guy's telling the truth. And people throughout history who have studied his words and his life have come to the conclusion, yes, if God was to become a human being, this is what it would look like. And so he's the only person, Jesus, he's the only person who is on both of those lists. The very short list of most influential people in history, he's on that list. And he's also on the very long list of people who have claimed divinity. But he's the only place where the two lists intersect. He's the only one who made the claim to divinity, who was able to back up the claim with his life. And what that means is that of all the people who made that crazy claim, he's the one person who could be telling the truth and who we at least need to take seriously. So if you're a human being on planet Earth and you honestly want to know the truth, you don't want to just bury your head in the sand and just let the clock tick away until you die. You really want to know what's true. At some point you have to look at this person because there's nobody else like him. And so if you honestly want to know the truth about our reality, at some point you have to investigate Jesus of Nazareth, read his words, and see what you think about him. If you're interested in this, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.